right, go. All right, Ji. Assalamualaikum, assalamualaikum everyone. And this is Omar, Salman Abedin, and our first ever guest, Mehdi Hussain, joining in for session 12. Is it, Salman?
Sure.
ठीक है जी. All right. So, Mehdi, you are the CTO of Fori, which is, mashallah, making tremendous strides in the fintech space. तो अगर आप एक जल्दी से एक इंट्रोडक्शन पहले दे दें कि फौरी है क्या और आप फौरी में क्या करते हैं.
Right. So, first of all, my name is Mehdi Hussain, and I am the founder and CTO of Fori. Fori is it's a digital payments infrastructure and consumer and play. And the idea of Fori is to enable the underbanked. So there's a concept, just like, there are served people, there are unserved people, and there are underserved people who are being served but not fully. So we believe that people go for unbanked and try to give them digital solutions, while there are a huge number of people, at least in Pakistan, because we have a very good banking infrastructure at least, who have bank accounts already, established bank accounts, but they are not very much digitally enabled at this point in time. So there is a gap. So what we are doing is trying to cover that gap and enabling by creating an interoperable platform, interoperable payments platform for underbanked people who have bank accounts, but unfortunately they are not digitally enabled. So this is a basic concept of Fori, and then there are a lot of manifestations around that as a product set that we have created along that line. So this is a basic small introduction of Fori.
Okay.
And of course, I being a CTO, I look at all the technology and how all this platform is built and all that. So that was the answer to what I do in that.
Right. So Salman, sorry, I know you're dying to ask a question, but first just a clarification. So when you say that you're the infrastructure, does that mean you're like the plumbing between the banks and the people who are generating bills and people who are generating payments? Are you guys like the connectors between all of this?
So there are three components to a payment. Number one is who wants to make a payment. The other one is who wants to collect that payment, and then there is a financial institution who holds the money, right? So we are sort of a glue between all the three of them, and trying to seamlessly connect the one who wants to pay to the one who wants to receive that money through by enabling where the money resides. So the movement, actually, the movement of money happens at the financial institution level. So we have to connect this payment scenario with that, the financial institution through a digital channel automatically. That can happen in a real time.
Nice. Okay, thank you. Salman, क्या पूछना चाह रहे थे?
Right. So a lot of questions, right? So when I was looking at the financial space in Pakistan, which is 5 years old, dated knowledge, please update my knowledge. The State Bank is not a good regulator when it comes to fintech. Is that still true, or have things changed?
So I think that's I would differ from that. I would say that it's not a 100% true statement that State Bank is not a good regulator. State Bank is really good regulator in terms that it has created a regulation that is helping the financial institution to sort of not go in like default state, because there are so many financial institutions in other banks and other financial institutions in other countries that default because of very weak regulations. So I think that is why I said that we have a very strong infrastructure related to the banking, and that is because of a very strong regulator, which is State Bank. Now, when we come to fintech, of course, these sort of regulations apply on fintechs as well. And I think this is necessary provided how our circumstances in our country is, because we are not strong in terms of trust. We are not, we don't have SOPs when we come to a normal, society. We lack SOPs. People don't follow rules. In that case, the regulator has to come and create certain regulations to protect uh, the depositors who have the money in the financial institution and wants to make payments through a fintechs, right? So I think that the fintechs have to conform to all those regulations, and usually what happens is uh, we do not come up with very strong solutions. Rather, we try to copy paste solutions from other part of the world in terms of fintech. That let's copy, let's say China or maybe Europe, and try to fit in Pakistan's model. And when the regulations, State Bank's regulation comes in into play, the two don't really play well with each other. In that way, we then start thinking that maybe the regulator is not really good
I
in
see.
terms of supporting the fintechs. So we have to
Mhm.
come up with solutions. The fintechs have to come up with solutions which actually are, I would say, fit model for our society in whatever the socioeconomic conditions in Pakistan, and how people behave and how people try to pay from one party to another. And these I would say um, are the limitations because of which we start assuming that maybe the regulator is bad. That is why we are not really flourishing on this fintech end.
Okay, yeah,
And,
that's a great answer. Thank you.
and also, I've heard that recently State Bank um, has actually made some moves that seem to show a very progressive stance towards financial inclusion, because that is one of their main goals um, for the bank, कि हमें bottom of the pyramid और inclusion को हमें हर हालत में बढ़ाना है. That's one of the, that's one of their reasons for existence. So they have been doing some positive things, and it's a good insight from Mehdi on this one. अच्छा Mehdi, मुझे एक बात बताएं. पाकिस्तान जो है वो फिनटेक 1.0 में चल रहा है इस वक्त, सही है ना? चाइना फिनटेक 3.0 को छोड़ के 4.0 पे पहुंच गया, जहाँ पे touchless payments and mobile payments have exceeded the GDP, right? So if the GDP is whatever 10 trillion, so mobile payments are 13 trillion in a year. 1.3x of total GDP is going through mobile payments. What does Pakistan have to do in order for us to skip over the plastic phase, which is yours 2.0? Because plastic तो हमारे यहाँ कभी मेरा ख्याल है चलेगा ही नहीं.
Yeah,
इतने
absolutely.
लोग ही नहीं है जो प्लास्टिक के लिए अप्लाई कर सकते हैं या बर्दाश्त कर सकते हैं क्रेडिट कार्ड की हरकतें.
Yeah.
और इसका जो सेकंड रिलेटेड पार्ट है क्वेश्चन का, वो ये है कि is the coronavirus actually an opportunity for us to drive this contactless payment system within Pakistan somehow?
I think you are right. Number one, that we have seen that leapfrogging before as well. When we didn't have the landline infrastructure, while the world was having a really good landline infrastructure throughout their countries, but Pakistan lacked that. But Pakistan didn't, go for first creating that infrastructure and then go for mobile. Pakistan leapfrog, and you have seen the boom of um, you know penetration of mobile phones, and then the smartphone penetration that we have seen. So Pakistan has shown these type of leapfrogging, and Pakistan, once again, I would say that in terms of digital payments, Pakistan will do that. And you are absolutely right that this pandemic situation that has created all the lockdowns and people refraining from using cash because it requires touch and all that. So I think this is an opportunity that we again exhibit the same leapfrogging, and we move towards the digital payment where it's completely touchless. For example, it can be mobile payment, it can be NFC based or something where we do not really require touch. Rather, it may be really remote. I mean, even NFC I would say is not remote, where you have to actually go to the counter and make the payment. We probably will enter into a phase where you don't even have to go out of your home, and everything gets ordered online, and all the payments happen on while you are sitting at home, and things get delivered. Maybe
Hmm.
through mobile or some other online mechanisms. But I think this is an opportunity for Pakistan, and I think it's for the whole world. So we won't enter into the plastic phase. That's what I believe.
हाँ, वो मतलब यार 6-6 हफ्ते लगते हैं एक क्रेडिट कार्ड निकलवाने के लिए बैंक से भाई।
बिल्कुल, बिल्कुल।
और वो भी वो लोग हैं जिनके पास तनख्वाहें भी हैं और बैंक स्टेटमेंट भी है और
अच्छा,
6
इसमें
महीने के स्लिप्स भी हैं।
बिल्कुल, इसमें जो असल एक और भी चीज़ है ना, कि अगर फॉर एग्जांपल ये हम करना भी चाहें ना, तो बीइंग अ थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री, बिकॉज़ दैट इज़ उसमें कॉस्ट बहुत है कार्ड में, ठीक है ना? बिकॉज़ यू हैव टू हैव अ प्रिंटेड कार्ड एंड डिलीवर्ड शिप टू the
हाँ,
recipient, and then it has to get renewed and all that. Then it has to be accepted at certain cost, which is again a machine. If the cost is involved there as well. But if you take mobile payments, it doesn't require anything because mobile is already in the pockets of almost everyone here. So it's just a soft solution that will be provisioned from anywhere. So it doesn't require that cost. So Pakistan cannot वो बर्दाश्त नहीं कर सकता इतनी बड़ी कॉस्ट कि वो हर एक को जो है वो हम पहुंचा सकें। तो ये भी एक फैक्टर है। आई मीन, एक तो है कि टचलेस है और वो सारी चीजें और एडवांस है, एक ये कि हम बीइंग अ थर्ड वर्ल्ड कंट्री वी कैन नॉट अफोर्ड दैट कॉस्ट के हर एक को हम पहुंचाएं।
सही। So Salman, I also have many questions, so you better jump in, otherwise I'll just keep asking questions.
No, go ahead.
Okay, so मुझे एक बात बताएं, इंडिया में एक रिक्शे वाले की पेमेंट होती है फ़ोन से डिवाइस पे, और डिवाइस रखी हुई है उसने अपना, वो लगी हुई है रिक्शे के ऊपर, और उसने फ़ोन का वहाँ पे QR कोड स्कैन किया, पेमेंट की और बाहर निकल गया। हमारे यहाँ रिक्शा वाला कब आएगा इस लेवल पे भाई?
सो मेरे ख्याल में दिस इज़ द टाइम, क्योंकि अब जो पेमेंट सॉल्यूशंस इस वक्त आ रहे हैं उनमें यही सारी चीज़ें, इवन द स्टेट बैंक इज़ पुशिंग फॉर द सेम, एंड ऑफ कोर्स फौरी इज़ ऑलरेडी वर्किंग ऑन इट, कि यही इसी तरह के सॉल्यूशंस जो हैं हम पहुंचा सके। देखिए, इस वक्त जो सबसे बड़ा प्रॉब्लम है कि बैंक अकाउंट है भी, मौजूद भी है, बट जो सॉल्यूशंस अवेलेबल हैं उसमें ये है कि यार आप मुझे अपना बैंक अकाउंट नंबर बताएं, मैं आपको बेनिफिशियरी ऐड करूंगा, फिर वो हम एक बैंक ट्रांसफ़र करेंगे। तो ऐसे में तो वो रिक्शा वाले की पेमेंट तो नहीं, ठीक है ना? सो इसका मतलब है कि हमें जो ये पेमेंट सिनेरियो है जहाँ पे एक रियल टाइम आप कोई एक पेमेंट कर सकें विदाउट इवन शेयरिंग डिटेल्स, मतलब मैं कितने रिक्शों वालों के साथ अपनी डिटेल शेयर करूंगा और कितने रिक्शे वाले अपने पैसेंजर्स के साथ करेंगे, इसमें डिटेल शेयर होनी ही नहीं चाहिए, ठीक है ना? इट हैज़ टू बी द वे you have said. So Fori and maybe there are other players that are actually working on the same model to make the payment through QR. आपने मोबाइल फोन लिया, सामने QR चिपका हुआ है उसका रक्शे के ऊपर, आपने पेमेंट कर दी। इसमें जो सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट चीज़ है वो है इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी। अगर इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी नहीं है और आप ये कहें कि भाई रक्शे वाले तुम्हारे पास HBL का QR लगा हुआ है तो मेरे पास तो HBL के नहीं, मैं तो नहीं जानता कस्टमर हूँ, मैं तो पे ही नहीं कर सकता तुम्हें, तो फिर वो फेल हो जाएगा मॉडल। इंटरऑपरेबिलिटी इज द की, कि कोई कहीं पे भी किस अकाउंट हो, दूसरे का कहीं का भी QR हो, वो दोनों एक दूसरे से बात कर सकते हैं, ठीक है ना? सो आई थिंक हाँ
seamlessly without
बिल्कुल।
passwords, without fingerprint, ये वो कुछ नहीं, it should be seamless.
मैंने जो फौरी का पहले इंट्रोडक्शन जब आपने पूछा था तो उसमें ये कहा था कि इंटरऑपरेबल इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर है जहाँ पर डिफरेंट प्लेयर्स कैन interoperably make the payments. So one of the advantages of Fori coming out will be this as well.
So
Interesting.
okay, so I'm going to jump in here because now I have a question, which is that in my opinion there are three Pakistans. One Pakistan is the one trying to push us into the 21st century, right, which is people like yourself and people like Omar and all the whole tech community trying to push Pakistan into 21st century. There's another Pakistan which is stuck somewhere in 1960s, which is Seth uncle who doesn't want to do anything right, who's used to Dundee marifying and cheating and tax evasion and all of that. And then there's a third Pakistan, my friend, which is stuck in the 18th century, which is the feudal Pakistan, which doesn't want to go even come into the 20th century क्योंकि उनका power structure सारा टूट जाएगा, and they refuse to enter. So when we're talking about contactless payments, we're talking about QR. I love it. I'm a tech guy. This is what I dream of, right? Same as you. But the thing is that what are we going to do for the 18th century wala Pakistan? That really bothers me. क्योंकि हम एक तरफ से we're pulling forward, and then there's a huge counter force pulling backwards. So it's, how do we move?
Right. So इसका बिल्कुल ऐसे ही है जैसे देखें, ताली जो है ना वो दो हाथ से बजती है, राइट? वन वे और दी अदर वी ऑल आर डिपेंडेंट ऑन ईच अदर, ठीक है ना? इवन दोज फ्यूडल माइंडसेट या वो जो डंडी मारने वाला भी है, कहीं ना कहीं आप जो है वो इंटरेक्ट एक सेगमेंट दूसरे से करता है, दूसरा तीसरे से करता है. अगर आपने एक सेगमेंट को भी कवर कर लिया और उसको आप ले आते हैं, ठीक है ना, तो a chain reaction can happen slowly that at certain time. जैसे मैं आपको एग्जांपल दूंगा कि एक रेस्टोरेंट था जो कार्ड नहीं लेता था, पर वो उसका खाना भी बहुत अच्छा था और बहुत वो एलीट भी था, और बट वन वे और दी अदर पहले उन्होंने एटीएम मशीन लगा दी अपने के, भाई ठीक है हम एटीएम मशीन लगा देते हैं एटलीस्ट.
अच्छा मुझे पता है आप किसकी बात कर रहे हैं.
ठीक है,
मैं पहुंच गया, मैं आपने एटीएम बोला, मैं पहुंच गया.
बहरहाल उस रेस्टोरेंट ने इनेबल कर दिया कि किसी ना किसी तरह से कम वो डेबिट कार्ड वहाँ यूज होता है और वहाँ से वो कैश निकल के वो कैश ही देता है, बट एटलीस्ट ऐसा उसने कर दिया कि वो एटीएम पे कार्ड यूज होना शुरू हो, ठीक है ना? तो मजबूरी बन गया, और कल को हो सकता है कि शायद ऐसा हो भी गया हो कि ये भी दबाव आए कि भाई कैश मेरी जेब में नहीं है, आप कार्ड क्यों एक्सेप्ट नहीं करते. जब ये बहुत ज्यादा दबाव बढ़ेगा तो वो
नहीं हो गया है
वो सेगमेंट पुल करके लेकर आएगा जो उसको मजबूर करेगा.
अच्छा, मुझे ऐसा लगता है कि 18वीं सदी और 21वीं सदी, the 18th and 21st century, they can work together. लेकिन जो बीच का जो एलिमेंट है ना भाई, that element is running the economy. क्योंकि जो disempowered, dispossessed आदमी है ना, जो सड़क पे बैठा हुआ है, he doesn't give a shit. आप उससे 20 पैसे टैक्स भी ले लो ना, वो कहेगा चलो यार 80 पैसा तो आ रहे हैं. So he doesn't care. He's least bothered. And those who are in the documented portion and pushing for tech, they're also already paying taxes, so they're already in the loop. But what do we do with this 1950s, 1960s Pakistan? That is, for me, that's a big crisis.
So you are absolutely right, and that will be a challenge. That has always been a challenge when you talk about a documented economy. So there is regulation. SCCP asks every registered company to make all the transactions to any vendor or any type of payment they are doing through the checks. And it has to be given to someone as a cross check to be deposited in their bank account, which means that these type of regulations are already there, even for the check, or it can be a pay order or things like that. Unfortunately, those who do not want to do find ways. And even if we talk about taking it to mobile payment or taking it to QR payment or any such type of payment, those people will find ways. We won't be able to stop that. So you can think that whatever we are, the documented economy that we have created by non-digital will be converted to digital. That is already not in that hood, will remain undocumented even if you cleared it. So I think the target is to actually take the one that is not digital to the digital, that is not mobile to the mobile, which is not touchless to the touchless. And whoever wants to find ways will find ways. It's okay.
अच्छा, अब एक सवाल जो मेरा फेवरेट सब्जेक्ट है यूजर एक्सपीरियंस का, UX. तो जब हम UX की बात करते हैं in a country like Pakistan where literacy rates are very low, do we have any vernacular UX solutions for the illiterate people? For example, do we have voice-based solutions? Do we have uh,
So,
icon-based solutions without text and stuff like that?
mm, the answer lies in one of products that is being used in Pakistan the most, which is WhatsApp. So
Mm,
I think the user experience that WhatsApp has provided has proved that
जीत गया भाई,
number one,
WhatsApp जीत गया.
mobile WhatsApp GDI, right? So any solution that will copy the user experience. I'm not saying exactly the same
sure,
UI
sure.
or something, but the theory that in order to send messages, in order people are doing businesses on top. पूरे के पूरे बिजनेस व्हाट्सएप पे चल रहे हैं कि सर मैं आपको वॉइस नोट भेज दूंगा, आपको मैं तस्वीर भेज दूंगा फर्नीचर की, आप उसको देख के मुझे वॉइस नोट देख लेना कि आपको ये पसंद आया नहीं आया है, वो फिर मैं आपको उसकी जो है ना वो पैसे बता दूंगा. मतलब all whole businesses are run on WhatsApp, and that is the model for the payments, for any sort of digital application that you want to promote in a society where there are a lot of illiterate people. I think
मेहदी आपकी आवाज चली गई यार.
Yeah, आवाज कट गई है.
मेहदी भाई.
Yeah, Mehdi's frozen.
Yep, Mehdi's frozen.
But this is so brilliant. This idea that okay, just wait for him to come back. Mehdi, are you back?
I was dropped.
Yes.
Yeah, you froze like this.
Yeah. So
So
no. So let me just make the connector here. So this idea that WhatsApp is a great use case for how the illiterate or the lower literate classes are interacting with the 21st century literate classes by using voice notes and by sending pictures and using the other features, not necessarily text. It's brilliant.
right.
Yeah, I think that's a great.
Brilliant.
I learned
And
something.
one language is universal, is the language of numbers,
Mm,
right? So if any one of you or you might have heard that people who go to China, and usually most of the people who are from outside China won't understand Chinese, and people who are living in China don't understand other languages. So people usually use numbers there.
yeah.
For example, the shopkeepers or other vendors, they use numbers that and show that I want payment on this. Just send on this number. Go in WeChat, put the number, set the amount, and send it to me. I mean, these are some of the learnings
Right.
from what international players have been doing in order to facilitate where there is a language barrier or people who are illiterate cannot type and write. I think this number language is a universal language where icons are universal. All the road signs in the world are globally set. Even if you go to France or you go to Germany, you go to Brazil or any country, but you will find the same traffic signs, which means that icons and signs are again a universal language. So you can use icons to receive, send payment or whatever, and then numbers. I think these can create your whole user experience for people who are illiterate or who has language barriers.
Amazing. इसके साथ हम वो तीन चीज़ें हैं, तीन ट्रेंड्स हैं जिसके ऊपर एक्चुअली मैं और मेहदी शायद पहले बात भी कर चुके हैं इसके ऊपर. There's one which is that people like Google have enabled voice search in local languages, and this happened about 2 years ago. So the algorithm has been learning Urdu, Sindhi, Pashto, Punjabi, Saraiki for the last 2 years. And
Absolutely.
when you combine that with the cost of data continuously coming down, and then you combine that with the cost of mobile smartphones coming down further and further, now you can buy a half decent phone for about $30. ठीक है, उसके ऊपर आप नेटफ्लिक्स नहीं देख सकते, मगर आपके 3-4 ऐप्स तो चल जाएंगे, जिसमें व्हाट्सएप, फेसबुक, आपके जो बेसिक सोशल ऐप्स हैं वो चल जाएंगे उसके ऊपर। तो अब मेरा एक एग्जांपल है मेरी नज़र में, जो एक बंदा मुझसे कहता था कि सर ये मैंने ये चीज़ दराज पे देखी है, आप प्लीज़ मेरे लिए ऑर्डर कर दें। अब वो खुद से ढूंढ रहा है उसको और कह रहा है सर मसला नहीं है, मैंने ऑर्डर कर दिया है और वो घर पे आ रहा है। या सो थैंक यू मेहदी, एंड look forward to the continued success of Fori inshallah. Up, stay safe.
नहीं, yeah, yeah. Thank you, Umar. Thank you, Salman. I
Thank
think
you, Mehdi.
we should keep discussing good things. Or I think it's been pleasure talking to you guys and sharing whatever was in my mind. Thank you. Thank you for giving the opportunity.
Thank you.
Pleasure. Thanks very much. Allah Hafiz.
Allah Hafiz. Thank you.